Yo, what is up? This is RizzyPOW, and we are finally back with another Wi-Fi battle on the channel. I am so excited to be back and recording, and as you can tell, I have my new mic. As hopefully you can tell, my audio should be sounding a lot better than it was before, so that is fantastic. And we have a UU Wi-Fi battle here against Peter, who is Gym Leader Brawl on Showdown. This is a really good match, by the way, and, you know, it was really close and stuff like that. So let's start talking about my team over here. Look at my team. Lucario definitely puts in the work. If I get a Swords Dance up, I can potentially sweep, especially after any possible Scarfers. Actually, if the Rotom Heat is a Scarf or the Nidoking, as long as I damage the one that is Scarfed, one of those are probably Scarfed, I realized at the beginning of this match, and as long as I even weaken that Virizion, I can probably sweep with E-Speed once I get a Swords Dance off with Lucario. And another thing is that Virizion, he's bringing in a Skuntank, so those are pretty interesting mons in UU, especially Skuntank you don't see every day, especially in this tier. I know it's usually used in NU or RU as, I think, a bulky attacker, a little bit like specially defensive, and like with defog and stuff like that, because it gets defog and it's pretty good with that to get rid of hazards. Now, I know Virizion, you guys see me use Virizion on my channel, hopefully you have. Virizion is definitely one of my favorite Pokemon to use, and I love Virizion. It's such a powerhouse. It's a really good mon, so immediately I saw this Pokemon, I was pretty interested by it. But also another Pokemon on this team, Nidoking, really fucks my team up. It can really mess me up, so I have to be careful about Nidoking. So I'm going to start off with... I'm going to start the match right here, and I believe I start off with my Beedrill, just because I want to start off and get a safe Mega Evolution off, just so I can start revenge killing anything if I ever need to. So Beedrill comes up here, and he's actually going to switch out his Nidoking, telling me that this thing is most likely not Scarfed. And by the way he brings in his Rotom Heat, this thing most likely is Scarfed. Probably is Scarfed, just by the way he brought it in. So my Beedrill is gonna Mega Evolve right here, and Mega Beedrill looks. Why do you look so cool, Mega Beedrill? Literally, you look amazing. But Mega Beedrill is gonna switch out right here just because I ain't about taking a Overheat. He might be Scarfed. He probably is Scarfed by the way he's been playing. And I'm gonna switch into my floor just to soak up this nice and beautiful damage, and he gets a freaking crit. My floor is gonna take about 50% from that Overheat, which really kind of sucked. It really kind of sucked, but you know, it's alright. It's Pokemon, and he's going to switch out of his Rotom Heat right here, and I don't know why, I don't understand why I did this, you know, because I actually had this game a couple of days ago. I don't remember exactly why I switched in Roserade. I remember I was predicting my Milotic to come in, but I don't know why Milotic would come in. That I don't understand my predict, but I switched in Roserade there, because I was expecting my Milotic to come in for some reason, and at this point, this Nidoking kind of wrecks my team, and I saw my team, Tentacruel, really did not have the best matchup against my opponent's team this time. So Squidward, I'm just going to throw Squidward out there to take this Ice Beam. I know he's going to have to take an Earth Power, but I know he can take one, and he's going to be able to get a Scald off, and pretty much this is all that Squidward needs to do in this match. Just get the Scald off, damage the Nidoking. That's all you could even do. So I'm happy with the sack just because I got the needed damage off on that Nidoking, just so I can now I can revenge kill it a lot easier, like with Beedrill, or I can revenge kill it also with Roserade, because I'm a timid max speed, max special attack Roserade, and E-Speed from Lucario can also clean it up. So that damage is really important off on that Nidoking, and it really weakens this Nidoking a ton. So I'm going to just go in here, go for the Giga Drain, just go on the safe side. I know I can start setting up spikes if I really want to, but I decided it was not worth it. It was not worth it at all, so I'm now going to switch out, because I ain't taking about a Poison Jab from this thing, and he predicts this and gets a Crit Pursuit. Now that Crit Pursuit actually really sucks, because it limits my switching with Roserade, and it really does not allow me to end up getting any spikes off on his side of the field, because I really wanted to get some of those spikes off. Now even my Tentacruel also wasn't that good too, even though it had toxic spikes, just because he had two poison types, being Skuntank and Nidoking, to just soak them up. So it was alright sacking off Tentacruel. That's why I did it. And I go for the close combat on that thing because I know he cannot really retaliate against me. He probably would not be able to live a close combat. If he did, I'm pretty sure he couldn't, but I know they usually, Skuntanks usually tend to carry Fire Blast, and I know I'm kind of behind on this battle right here. But I'm going to go for that close combat, and he actually decides to sack off that Nidoking, and that's really good for my team because that threat is off the field. So he switches into Virizion to be able to revenge kill with close combat, and I'm going to switch out of my Gligar because I know we can take a hit, and I just want to start getting my rocks on his side of the field, especially because it damages that Rotom Heat. And he actually realizes that he can just set up all over my face because I'm a freaking Gligar. What the hell can I do? Can't do much. So I go over my Stealth Rocks right here as he does this, and I actually misplay right here. I kind of just allow him to set up, and I just go for the EQ. I figure he's at -1, even though it's resisted, even though I'm a Gligar, it's going to do some decent damage, and it did do a decent amount of damage for being resisted and such. But I just sacked off my Gligar for no reason when I could have just gotten a slow U-turn off into my Beedrill right over there. That would have probably been the better play, and I would have kept Gligar around at about 50%. So that was a misplay right there. But I'm just going to go on to my Beedrill right here and get a Poison Jab off, just killing this Virizion. And that threat is out of the way. Get out. Thank God. Thank God that thing is out. But he's going to switch in this thing, and now I was really scared because I knew he probably has either Sucker Punch or Pursuit. Well, I know he has Pursuit, and I was figuring he had Sucker Punch too. So I go for the nice Protect right here as I see his Sucker Punch. And this is, because if I switch out, he's going to go over Pursuit. He could go Pursuit, and if I attack, he could go for Sucker Punch. So I baited him this time to actually go for Pursuit, and I just go for Drill Run, getting a ton of damage off on that thing. And he gets a Defog off, which, you know, is fine. I got that damage off. It was worth it. Pretty happy with that. Even though he got that defog off, he's at now red, and he won't be able to switch in as well as he could have with this thing. So I this time decided to switch out of my Beedrill just because I ain't about taking a Sucker Punch. I knew it probably was gonna get. I knew he was probably going to go for it, and I base 40 defense, so I'm probably not going to be able to live that hit. I mean, I might have, I don't know. I know it's a reasonably specially bulky Beedrill. Not really, a little bit. It can take some special hits, but physical hits it can't take, like, for crap. So I'm going to set up a Swords Dance with my Lucario, which, look at the amount of damage. Look. That health just dropped, literally. I know I'm a Life Orb, and it's a close combat, but I'm at +2, and my Lodix are bulky, you know, they're pretty bulky. I don't know if he was physically bulky or anything, but I still one-shot him. That's amazing. Lucario, calm down. He's going to go on to his Rotom, and he knows he can actually just... Well, actually, this Rotom... It was actually, if I got a high roll, I could have actually knocked him out with E-Speed. And he decides to go for the Volt Switch right here. And I kind of disagree with that play. Just because if I actually went for E-Speed with my Lucario right there, I would have won straight right. I would have won right there and then. Even if I didn't get the high roll. Because the Volt Switch would have not knocked me out. And I would have been able to pretty much just go and decimate his team. So I really thought he should have gone for the Overheat. I decided not to risk that high roll, and I switched out of my Lucario just because I knew Lucario was a win condition. And over here, I'm going to be in with my Florges on his Absol, and I go for Protect because I figured the only move that he could possibly hit me with would be Play Rough, and he actually does have the Play Rough. So I know after this leftovers health, even if he gets a high roll, he's not going to be able to knock me out with Play Rough. And I'm going to try to take advantage of this, try to get a Wish off into my Florges. But I'm going to go for Protect next turn. He actually makes a really nice prediction, and he decides to go for the Swords Dance. Now, this doesn't mean much because even after the Wish comes through, my Wish comes through, and I get some leftovers health back, I still can live a high roll from this thing, Play Rough. So the only thing that really changed was I'm going to be stuck at red by the end of this Absol going for Play Rough, and I can't one-shot it with a Moonblast just because Absol is freaking frail, and you know, Florges is amazing. Florges is amazing. So get that Moonblast off. Look at that health just dies. It's gone. I'm sorry, Absol, but you're gone. Don't set up a Swords Dance on me, son. But yeah, I'm now left with a really bad amount of health with my Florges, and I now Florges Roserade. What is it? Florges Roserade. I go for Protect right here because I really need to preserve this thing, just because I have nothing else to take on this Rotom. I have this Roserade which is almost dead, Beedrill and Lucario. So I can really get messed up if I just decide to sack off my Florges right here. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to sack off my Roserade to make this this Rotom Heat at -2, because then I can just come in with my Florges and I can go for, and after one more leftovers recovery, if I go for Protect, I can actually live a -2 overheat from this thing, and then proceed to Wish Protect and get all my beautiful health back. And I figured he actually would have realized this, and he would have actually just switched out of his Rotom right here, just because, you know, the Protect was so obvious. And I just decided to go for my Wish just because I expected him to switch out, and it was a really ballsy play, I know, but it's kind of a play that I kind of needed to go for, and I ended up doing it, and it ended up working out, so I'm pretty happy with that. And my Florges just sitting here, got some leftovers health back, and his wish is gonna come true again. And because Florges, he just makes some wishes and freaking comes health back to him. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm gonna go for the Protect right here, and he reveals that he has Poison Jab. So, you know, I already figured he had Poison Jab, so it wasn't that big of a deal to me, as I'm actually just gonna decide to switch out of my Florges right here, just because I am not about taking a Poison Jab by this thing. It's just not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen. I need this Florges to take hits from that Rotom, and he only has 2 Pokemon left, being his Rotom Heat and his Skuntank, whereas I have 3: my Lucario, Florges, and my Mega Beedrill. So my Lucario comes in and he predicts that pretty nicely, but I have no reason to predict and to predict. Right here, he goes for Volt Switch instead of Overheat. I have no reason to predict anything. Just because I'm in a good situation right here, and you know, I can just I don't want to mess up, because if I mispredict, I could lose this game, and there's no reason for me to predict. I'm in a good situation right here, so I'm gonna go out into my Florges right here, looking mighty fine, and I'm gonna go for that Protect, that nice Protect, just to get some extra leftovers health back. I mean, there's no reason not to, and I'm gonna get more, leftovers. Eat your leftovers, yet you're so skinny, Florges. I don't understand. I really don't understand. But yeah, again, he predicts this, and he goes out into his Rotom, as I go out of my Lucario, and then I'm gonna go back out into my Florges. And again, I have no reason to predict this. So right over here, he's actually gonna go for the Trick as I switch out into my Florges. Now, this is actually fine with me, just because I want to finally get some damage off on this Rotom. I need the damage to be able to, what is it called? I need the damage to sweep with Lucario with E-Speed. So I'm fine with this. I'm just going to start firing off Moonblast at this thing, because it really will allow my Lucario to be able to clean up. Yeah, and since he does not have a Choice Scarf anymore, I can actually go for the close combat on this thing, since I will outspeed, yeah, I will be able to outspeed it. So unless he tricks his Choice Scarf back, then I will have to rely on E-Speed. But if he does that, he will be wasting an extra turn tricking it back. It's kind of complicated. So, well, I mean, you guys will see in a second right over here. So I'm going to just keep on firing Moonblast. And now I get a crit right here. This crit actually does not matter. And even if it did, he actually got 2 really important crits on me earlier in the game. But that crit really didn't matter, just because I can still one-shot it. Even if I didn't get a crit, I'll be able to one-shot it with a close combat. And he's going to go for a Trick right here. I kind of disagree with this play, because it kind of lost any ability he could have had to win this game, just because it really just allows me to sweep with Lucario E-Speed. So I'm going to go for a Moonblast. I get another crit. Again, it wouldn't have mattered, because if I didn't get crits on both of those, I'd still be able to kill this Rotom with an E-Speed from Lucario. So really, in the end, it did not matter at all. Well, I mean, I guess it mattered a little bit, but not really. So Lucario is just going to come out, and now he can just go for those sweet E-Speeds, just because I can just clean up right here, and that Skuntank cannot do anything about it, nor can this Rotom Heat. So this Skuntank is actually going to be able to live 1 E-Speed, which is extremely surprising. That's kind of amazing. It lives on like 1, literally like 1. You can barely see that red right there, can't you? You can like barely. You get some Black Sludge recovery. That ain't saving you, son. I'm gonna go for that E-Speed, and look, you're dead. You deserve it. No, he doesn't deserve it. I'm just kidding. But he does get some Aftermath damage on me, as well as I'm gonna be suffering some Life Orb recoil. but that ain't gonna change nothing. I'm still gonna go for my E-Speed and take out this Rotom Heat, and that's gonna be game, guys. It was actually a really close game. I only had my Mega Beedrill and my Mega Beedrill and my Lucario left. So in the end, Lucario was able to come through for us, and I really enjoy this team. This is a really fun team. One of my favorite playstyles in general is hazard stacking. So I know, yeah, it's fun. So that's gonna be it for this match, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.